Hey everybody, it's Michael here from Replica Airguns, and I have a blank gun video. This isn't really a review. I haven't really been able to review blank guns in quite a while because we don't get very many new ones here in Canada. We can't import them. Essentially, all we have in Canada at this point that we can import and resell as new blank guns are the ROHM series. So I've got a bunch of the more popular ROHM blank guns now. Not all of these are exactly what we sell, but they're similar versions. Typically, we have the blued versions like this guy here, RG88. We'll have that one in blued as well. We have had it in nickel, but limited supplies, and we have had some of these guns in different finishes, but typically we carry them in the blued version most of the time, and we generally try to keep stock of those ones. So if you're looking for a new blank gun here in Canada, I'm going to quickly go over this sort of the more popular ones and sort of tell you a little bit about them, give you some pricing, at least pricing that's current as of the making of this video. Prices do change based on how much we have to pay for them, availability, all that kind of stuff. So let's start from the top. Probably the most popular one is the RG88 right here. And this is a nice gun. It's a semi-auto, right? So it's a semi-auto with a inline magazine. I can't remember the exact count, but it's a standard magazine, not a double stack, single stack magazine. Let's get this to focus, right? And, right? So it's kind of like a PPK, but not exactly, but similar. And, you know, why can we not get more blank guns into Canada? Well, you really need to talk to Canada Customs about that. There are some Canadian rules and regulations that dictate which ones can come in and which ones can't. If you ask me exactly why the ROHM guns can come in, I can't give you exact reasons. A lot of it has to do with them being what they call or consider replicas. If they're too close to an original gun that's already in production, it has to do with the size of the gun in comparison with the real gun. You know, if it looks too much like a real gun, this looks like a real gun to me, but it is allowed in here in Canada for whatever reasons. These ones are okay. A lot of the guns we used to get, like the Echoes, the Zeraki, you know, the Rite guns, all those guns, we can no longer get them in Canada. They just get basically declined when you try to import them, so there's no point in it. This is a PAK 9mm, so it shoots 9mm blanks, right? A very nice gun. Check it out. I have reviewed pretty much all of these guns at some point, so I'll put links in the description. But that one goes for $319. Next up, we have the RG59. Now, this is the N, so it's like a nickel version. It's a two-tone version. This uses 380 blanks, so .38, 380 caliber blanks. And it's your typical, like, snub-nosed revolver. Really loud, so the 9mm and the 380 are going to be similar in loudness, right? Because they're pretty big blanks. And, again, you can watch several videos I've done on these guns. Some of them are tabletop videos, some of them are shooting videos. Then we have the RG56, and they look very similar. It's just that the 56 is essentially going to be a 22 caliber. So it shoots the acorns, little 22 caliber acorns. Sorry about the lighting, right? And that's the 56. These are all metal guns, right? These are, you know, they're going to be a combination of some steel parts and some zinc alloy, right? Some different alloys in there as well. Some people call it pot metal. Then we have the RG300, okay? Oh, prices. I didn't go over the prices. So the 59 is $239. The 56 is going to be $199. And this guy here, this RG300, is going now. Again, you're not going to get this one in, at least in this nickel version, anytime soon. I don't believe we carry them. I've had this one. I actually bought it a long time ago from a private collector, and but the RG300 that we sell looks identical. It's just blued. And these guys, interestingly enough, I'm just going to put it on empty mode. Right? They have these interesting magazines. So you put the 22s in facing up, so they all go in there. Right? You just pop this little metal bar off to the side. You feed it through the front. And all the gases do come through the front. They just kind of shoot up and out. So the gas does come out the front. These are all front firing, by the way. Really cool guns. They're not top venting, they're front firing. And it's just kind of a neat gun. That one sells for $159. And then we have like a smaller version of the same gun, same type of magazine system. And they are front venting again, right? And this is the RG3, okay? And this one's $155. Just a more compact version of the same gun. So You know, we generally, again, keep these guns in stock, but sometimes in different finishes. Well, most of the time in different finishes. You're going to find these in the blued versions. Same with this one in the blued version. RG88, depends on if we can get more of the nickel ones. We might try to get some more in, but those are kind of a limited edition type thing. All right, let's move on to some guns that you're going to probably have a little bit more difficulty finding here in Canada. They're not as readily available. And so the price in some cases will go up just a little bit because of, you know, availability, supply and demand. And I have done silent auctions in the past, but I'm going to give you sort of a roundabout prices of what I least expect to get for these guns. Now, what's going to happen is on each gun, you're going to send me basically an email. I'll put the email in the description here or on screen. It's mike@replicaairguns.com. So you're going to send me an email. You're going to say which gun you want, and you're going to tell me how much you want to pay for it, okay? Now, I'm going to give you prices that I think are fair. So shoot for those prices. Some people like to go nuts and, you know, either low ball or high ball. You know, realistically, I'm not looking to make a crazy amount of money on each gun. I just want to make the right amount, what it's worth, okay? So try to stay in line with the prices I'm giving you. Now, if you want all the guns that I'm going to show you, give me a price for, say to me, hey, Mike, I'm interested in all of these guns and this is the price I'm going to pay. And if you're buying like, you know, several guns, I'll give you definitely a discount on shipping because, you know, if I'm shipping one or a few, it's probably going to cost relatively the same. So that'll help. Now, these are Canadian guns. I'm only going to be shipping these to Canadians, right? Because it's too complicated shipping across border. I don't want to do it. So this is just for Canadian customers. So shipping is going to be, I'm just going to put a flat rate of about, we're going to say $20. Now, if you do more than one gun, we'll figure out what the price is then. But let's go over these guns. I'll just tell you them first. It's the Arrow 622K. That's a black 9mm PAK. We're going to do that. It's a front firing gun. We're going to do the Echo Aries. It's a compact 9mm PAK. It's gloss black. Again, front firing. We also have a Bruni Model 92, 8mm PAK. That's a top fending gun. It looks like a Beretta M92. And then I also have the Echo Arta 8mm PAK. And that is a gloss black. And that's, again, 8mm PAK. And that is front venting as well. It's a little revolver. Okay, so let's clear the table quick here and I'll show you these guns. First off, let's go over the Arrow. And this is a 622K. We get into pricing. It does come in this box. It is missing one latch. I don't know why I got it that way. And do I have a manual for it? I don't. Okay, so I'm going to be very open about what these guns come with. This gun has been fired once, test fired for review. Okay, and it performed okay. I think it misfired a few times or once at least on me. And that's probably because it just needs a little bit, you know, some guns just require a little bit beefier ammo, like they just need more charge. Not all blank ammo is created equal. Some guns just need a little bit more back pressure, and so if you have a little bit more oomph in your ammo, you got to find the right one, then it's going to work better. So this kind of looks, you know, it's not a replica. It's too small. It's it's like a high power, right? Browning high power, but it's smaller than a high power. Definitely is smaller. Okay. But this is a, again, this is a 9mm PAK. It's a double stack, right? And this gun here, here's the magazine, right? 9mm PAK. I have reviewed this gun. You can watch those reviews out. And this one I'm selling for $299, okay? You can't get them anymore. They were available shortly in Canada. It was actually a little while ago. Some snuck in, but haven't been able to get them in anymore. Here again, I don't know how they got in, but some were brought in brand new just recently, and then that was it. No more. All cut off, right? So that one, $299, is what I'm, you know, expecting to get for it, around there. Next up, we have the Echo Aries Compact. All right, so I've got the case for it. Okay, I do have a manual. What I don't have for this guy is a magazine, right? I don't have a magazine, but that's not a huge issue because we cannot import the guns into Canada, but we can import magazines. So there are, let me just get in here. There are websites in the States that sell magazines for these guns. So if you need one, if you're having trouble finding it, I'll help you find the magazine. And you shouldn't have any trouble importing that magazine in Canada. I don't know why I haven't done it myself already, gotten a few of them in, but I haven't. So it does come with the flare adapter, right? Magazines aren't going to be that expensive. It's got the chrome barrel, right? This is a nice gun. Sorry about the focusing here. Okay, nice gun. It's that gloss look to it. Has the nice grips on it, right? Okay. Decocker. Again, no magazine, but you should have no trouble getting that, bringing it into Canada. Shouldn't be a problem. And again, I'll help you find the magazine, let you know which one you need and everything for it. This gun, just because it's super rare and quite a nice gun, I'm asking $299 even without the magazine. You might already own some Echo guns. You might even have a spare magazine. If you're a collector, you might have a couple extra magazines. Basically, the Jackal mag, a lot of the mags for the Echoes will fit this. They're all the same magazine, so should be no problem swapping that out for this one or getting it to work in here. Okay. Next up, I have the Bruni Model 92, and it's an 8mm PAK, and it's black, top venting. It does come in this Beretta case, so I believe it's a real Beretta pistol case. That's the way I got it. I bought it secondhand from a collector. You can see here it says Beretta inside, and I've even got some earplugs. Got a couple rounds. I'm just basically selling it as is. Okay, and it is a top venting gun as well. Like, see, it vents at the top there, that hole there. Okay, and this is top venting. So now someone has gone to the trouble of removing the plug on this barrel, but that's still not going to help because the barrel is still plugged, but it looks like it's not plugged. It looks like it's front firing, but it is top venting. Okay, it does function well. I've reviewed this gun as well and fired it, and everything works fine. Okay, the finish is decent, but obviously it's a little bit worn. You know, it's got a little bit of wear on it, but it's a very heavy gun, and it looks really good. Good weight, double stack magazine. Okay. Okay. Nice gun. If you're looking for a Beretta, nice gun. Very rare, hard to find guns like this in Canada, especially the Brunis. Not a lot of them really. You haven't gotten any of these in a long time. And this is the Bruni Model 92 8mm PAK black top venting. Everything works, good condition, and $299. Okay, I figure it's worth that just because it's a kind of gun that's going to be hard to find. I got the original Beretta case to go with it too. It's kind of cool. Last but not least, we have the Ecolarda here. This is another 8mm PAK, and this one's gloss black. It's a revolver. Comes in the case with the manual, with the flare adapter. And there she be, okay? And this is a nice gun. And you put your 8mm rounds in there, so it's pretty loud. 8mm aren't going to be quite as loud as 9mm or 380s, but they get the job done. Okay, has a flare adapter that comes off. So front firing. Nice little pocket gun. You know, if you want to take a little pocket gun out with you in the bush, training gun, whatever. Nice gun, okay? So again, I've reviewed all of these guns, so I'll put links in the description for some of the reviews for them. They might not be exactly the same gun, but at least similar guns, same style guns. And this one I'm asking $199 for it, just because it's a pretty rare gun, hard to get here in Canada. Like I said, with all of these guns I'm showing you here. So now the silent auction guns, the ones I showed at the end, they are not going to be for, I wouldn't recommend them necessarily for your first time buyers because they are used guns. And, you can probably get some of the ROHM guns, or for sure get some of the ROHM guns a little bit cheaper. They're nice guns. Like this RG88 is a beautiful gun. German made. All the ROHM guns are German made. Really high quality guns. You can't go wrong with the ROHM. So if it's your first blank gun, definitely check out the ROHM blank guns. You're going to find they're a lot easier to get. Less issues with them, obviously, because they're brand new and they're German made. With the silent auction guns I showed at the end, they're used guns, but they all work. They're all functioning. Some of them are a little bit temperamental. That's just what happens with some of them, but they do function. But, they are used in some cases, at least slightly used. And so there's going to be a little bit of wear on them in some places and stuff like that. But hard to get. And so for the avid collector of blank guns, it's something you're probably looking for, is something different that you're not going to be able to find that you don't have in your collection. All right, again, if you want to get a hold of me and make an offer on the silent auction guns, then email me at mike@replicaairguns.com. Let me know which guns you are interested in, if it's just one or a bunch of guns or all of them, and tell me your price that you want to pay. What I'm going to do is After I post this video, and about a week later, once I've gotten some offers, I'm going to contact the top bidder or the winner of that silent auction bid, and then you have 24 hours to pay me, and once paid, I'll ship it out. If that falls through, I'll just move on to the next highest bid. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Until next time, take care.